You guys ready to build some video games without code? We're going to talk about Stencyl right now, which is a really awesome tool to have in your toolkit, particularly for those of you who want to create a game without writing any code. Stencyl is going to be your friend. So let's talk quickly about how Stencyl works. So a couple of our favorite features on the Apps Without Code team about Stencyl. First of all, it is so easy to see how your game is coming together. You'll be really surprised, just without a lot of technical experience, what you're able to do as soon as you jump into the interface in Stencyl and start moving things around. You'll be able to see how your game is coming together immediately, which is a really, really awesome piece about the platform. Also, you get access to this multi-platform capabilities. So it's not just for Android, it's not just for iOS, it's not just for Apple computers. You get access to build games for all different platforms, which is a really awesome feature of Stencyl. Finally, there's a really great community around other people building Stencyl games, so if you get stuck or you need some help, it's a really good place for you to jump in. So before we jump into the report card, my friend Colin is going to give us a quick tour of Stencyl and exactly how it works and what it looks like so you can see it on the inside.
So the first thing I'm going to do is make a scene. I guess you could call it like a level or something.
Mm-hmm.
And just give it a little bit of a color. And yeah, so this is a scene, like your canvas, and over in the corner here I have some tiles, which look like any sort of retro platformer tile set. So I can drag on some bit of ground there. Maybe I can make a couple of little platforms, make it a bit more interesting. So yeah, I'm just kind of dragging them on there.
Cool.
That's how Stencyl works. It's like tile based. So you just grab a tile and then with the little pencil tool you draw your level on there. So that's really straightforward.
Cool.
And then I also have over here is my actors. So I've got I'm not an artist. I can't draw at all to save myself. I work with artists. So whenever I'm developing a game, I use developer art. I use black boxes. And then this would become a character later. The artist would create a character for me. So all my games start out with either kind of assets, like I just downloaded these from Stencyl, these tiles, or this box that I just made myself. So this box here is an actor. So on this little tab here, I called it player. So if I go on to, I'm just going to remove these. If I go on to that little box, you can see it here. And this is all the tabs it has. I can look at the collision box around it. So it just has a basic square collision around it. And you have all the different collisions here with circles and so on. But we just need this square. So the most basic thing you can do is you want your square to move. You want your character to move. So there's a few different ways of doing this. The 10-second solution is to just grab a pre-made behavior. So Stencyl comes with these behaviors. And this one here is called run and jump movement. So I can just select that. And this is already been built by someone, so it's kind of it's just ready to go. So I can just choose what the controls I want. Left control, I'm going to use the left arrow. Right arrow. Jump, I'm going to use up. Then I've got things like running force, like how much force is going to be applied to the character, like speed, I guess. And I don't think I set gravity, so so we may have some problems here. So yeah, I can move left and right, but jumping's pretty useless because there's no gravity. So just a game you've played before, then that's really motivational. That's what caught my attention. Right away, I can see like, a few tweaks to this, start adding some enemies, adding a different route, and I'm making a game. So I would say 2D. Yeah, I mean, Stencyl is a 2D engine. People have made kind of mock 3D and isometric type games, but it's a 2D game engine, so it's best suited to the kind of retro. I would say the kind of retro app store type games, platformers. I make a lot of physics games, like physics-based sports games and that sort of thing. So yeah, that is the limitation. If you want to make a 3D game, then you're going to have to look at a different engine.
So when it comes to price, we give Stencyl an A-. There is a free starter plan. The pricing is pretty straightforward, and there are a few other options that you're able to use that are a little bit cheaper, but when it comes to value, Stencyl is going to be your best bet for the price. In fact, you can kind of see what the Stencyl pricing is here. So there is a free plan. After that, you can move over to the $99 plan and then move up to the $200 plan. And really the biggest difference here is the different platforms that you're able to publish to. You will be just fine, though, publishing a web game and then can move on to publish a mobile game later on. I also wanted to contrast this to Unity. So Unity is a platform that allows you to build a lot more sophisticated 3D games, but you are going to need to know a little bit of code, have a little bit of understanding about how to build a basic script in order to do this. Now, is this possible for someone non-technical? Yes, totally. I recommend going to Upwork.com or finding someone in the Unity community to help you get this built, but you do need a little bit of technical knowledge past the point of apps without code for Unity, but it is a low code, easy to use platform if you do have some of this technical knowledge. But I just wanted to contrast this for you so you could take a look at a Stencyl competitor as well. Now, when it comes to ease of use, we give Stencyl an A. Your parents could really set up a game in here. You can get started in minutes. And again, they have an awesome community of other non-technical developers who are building things on Stencyl. So you have access to that community, and it's pretty easy to use. Finally, we give Stencyl a C+ when it comes to bells and whistles. Again, you don't get access to all of the really dynamic 3D elements of a game, and also you can't always use Apple's latest and greatest features. So for example, at the time I'm recording this video, Apple has ability for you to change different actions when you play a game based on how hard you press your screen or how lightly you press your screen. It takes Stencyl a little while to build its platform and to add features that align to the new things that Apple and Android are putting out. So if that's okay with you, it's perfect if you're just testing out your game and getting your first users. But we give it a C- when it comes to bells and whistles, because when we're building games, we want to have access to a lot of the latest and greatest features. So overall, we give Stencyl a B+. Really the thing that brings it down is that all those bells and whistles that you don't have access to. But when it comes to price and ease of use, it's a really, really good option if you want to build a game online.